What's good? What's good? It's a brand new year. Welcome to 2023. So, today I want to do a quick video. Let's talk about it. So, recently I purchased the Evo Twins from Sweetwater. Probably about a month ago. They had them on sale for their Black Friday sale. So, I got them about $40 off. So, I paid about $5.80 a piece for them, which I think they normally about maybe like $6.20 or $6.40, something like that. But I got a little discount on them. And I just want to give my opinion and my first, impressions and all of that. So actually, when they first arrived, it was in a pretty big box. So I really thought it was two of them in there, but actually it was only one. And I got one from UPS, and I got another one from UPS the same day. Two different trucks. But yeah, that's beside the point. But yeah, when I first got them out, I noticed, they built pretty good, pretty sturdy. I like the build quality on them. Now Focal, y'all know they pretty much known for having top of the line equipment and all of that. So to get these around that 620 range and all of that, it's a good steal in my opinion. You gonna get a professional speaker, built well, sounds good, and actually to me sounds a little bad at the same time. Now when I say it sounds a little bad, I don't want people to get that misconstrued. What I mean by that is the better your mix sounds, the better they'll sound. So if you got your mix sounding good, they're going to come through good. And especially when it comes to like your low end information and all of that. So what I noticed with these, let's just say it seems like they have some sort of built-in limiter or something on it, because if you play a lot of bass through them, it's gonna have like that pumping effect. Like if you ever heard pumping through a compressor when like if you say you're trying to master a song and you pull down your limiter too much and you get that pumping sound. Now if you got too much bass coming out of these, you're gonna get that pumping sound. So for me, I try to use that so far, since I've been using them. I try to use that as a way to get my mixes to sound better, because you can get these to sound like they have, you get a lot of bass in your mixes and not have the pumping going on. So that's how you know, okay, yeah, I'm getting my bass where it needs to go, because it will fool you, like other monitors that don't do that. You turn the bass up and you think your mix sounds good, you know what I'm saying? Like, when really it's not where it's supposed to be yet. So for me, that feature is probably one of the best features it has, even though it's kind of annoying because you gotta, it just takes you a little bit longer to get that mix to where it needs to be. You know what I'm saying? So, but at the same time, you get a better mix at the end of the day. Like it really comes out good, translates on different systems wherever you go, and you really get that bass in there where it needs to be. Now I will say the tweeter on these is pretty good, but it's not as good as the that high-end tweeter you get on the more expensive Focal lineups or whatever. Like this one is just a metal tweeter. I think it's an aluminum tweeter. It's not the high end one, like the I can't remember the name of the material that the other was made out of, but it's like a higher grade tweeter that you get on it. But at the same time, it is a pretty good tweeter. It sounds better than the Mackies I had, way better than the Mackies. And it sounded better than my Callies. Now the Callies sound pretty good too, but yeah, I will say these are a step above the Callies in every way. Now with the Callies, they were not loud enough for one thing. Now these are plenty loud. Like they're loud enough. I think they're like 140 watts a piece or something like that, like RMS. So you get a lot of sound out of these. You don't have to have them turned up all the way. So you can listen to your mix and actually mix at a lower level, and you can get your levels right without having to pump it up, because I used to actually mix by having my mixes a little bit louder Because I could, like with the KRKs, the Mackies, like certain speakers, I knew where they distorted it, how they distorted, and like, you know what I'm saying, if I was mixing, I would turn it up. Okay, yeah, no, it's not loud enough, or no, it's too much bass, or it's not enough. I can tell. But with these, they're more precise. Like I'm saying, this is more, they like a way more professional speaker. So you don't have to do all of that. Like, they translate well, like I was saying. So once you get your levels right, they're pretty much where they need to be. And I do like the fact that on these, you can have, they more precise, like I've been saying. So you can have your vocals sitting where you think they need to be, and that's where they need to be. Okay, so some monitors, if y'all know what I'm talking about, you have your mixes right, and when you go back to play it, like in a car or something, you'll notice that the vocals are not sitting as high as they need to be sitting. So you have to come back, you know, do some adjustments and raise them up, adjust, you know, other things around the beat or the production to get the vocal to sit a little bit better in there. Now with these, once you get your vocal where it needs to be, it's pretty much, that's where it needs to be. Like, so you can have them, like if you want to have a mix where the vocals are sitting like a little bit under, like kind of, you know what I'm saying? Or if you want that new mix now that people are doing now, where, you know, they're kind of on top of the beat, you can do that, and it'll be right where it needs to be. Okay, so last thing I want to talk about is just how I think Focal was able to give us this line, you know, the Evo line. So it's not a lot of bells and whistles on the actual speaker, but at the same time, they don't give you all of that. They give you all of the sound that you need to get a good mix. So it might not be, you know, the most complicated speaker you know ever used, but like it comes with a high shelf and a low shelf, you know, to compensate for your room, or, you know, whatever, like to get that dialed in. And actually on the twins that I have, it has a feature where, even though they call this a two-way active monitor speaker system, it's actually three-way, because you can choose which speaker, left or right. Like if you can see it behind me right here, you can choose either left or right, or which one you want dedicated to the mid-range. So for how I have it set up in here, since I'm used to two of these, I have the left as the mid-range on the left side, and I have the right as the mid-range on the right side, you know, with the two speakers. So that's how I'm using it. So I like that feature too. I mean, I really can't tell too much of a difference of which one is the mid-range and which one is like the sub level or whatever, because, man, I'm telling you, like, it's so much bass that comes out of these. Like, it's like on a different level, but it's like the cleanest bass you'd heard before. Like, it's not distorted at all, so it doesn't add any kind of distortion to the low end. So you can dial in how much distortion you want, and it'll be accurate. And at the same time, like, you really don't need a sub with these, because it go down really low. Like, I don't know, you got to be somewhere in the 30s or lower than the 30s, so you can get that dialed in good. And you can have it like, you can have your bass sitting low and have, you know, your kick hitting over the top, and it won't clash without needing like a sub. You get what I'm saying? So that's a good feature with those two. So yeah, I'm gonna drop some pictures in the video just to show y'all a little bit more of what I'm talking about on the front end, you know, the front and the back and all that, all of the features and all that. But yeah, I give these a good, I say 8 out of 10 in my opinion. Like, I mean, if you running a small studio like me, like, you know, kind of built for production and maybe having a couple artists come in, like, not really like, I wouldn't have like a full band in here, you know, like this is like singer-songwriter, like artist, rapper type studio that I run, like does pretty good business, and that's all you need to like make a good living, you know, just having a smaller studio like this. So I would recommend these for like a smaller studio like that, like until you work your way up like I am now, like, because eventually I want to get something a little bit better than these, but they sound good, like for what I need them to do to get my vocals and all my levels sounding good. Like, yeah, these are pretty good. So yeah, that's my quick review of the Evo Twin, the dual 6.5s. Man, go out and get these if you're running you a small studio. You know what I'm saying? You'll love them.